Hello, everybody. Do you want to play Magic Arena for free? More specifically, do you want to earn enough gold to draft every new set multiple times for free? If so, I'm the Blunderland Guide, and I'm here to pass on tips learned from other people, show things I've discovered through trial and error, and help you avoid making the same mistakes I did. First off, let's be clear. If you just keep playing Magic Arena, eventually you will earn enough gold to draft for free. My goal here is to help you be efficient, but at the same time not make it feel like a chore. I enjoy the games of Brawl I play while earning the gold, and usually I multitask like watching a movie or listening to another YouTube video, so it's fun for me. Of course, if you want, you can just pay real money to draft. Usually it's going to cost you about 8 to 10 bucks per draft, depending on if you buy the gems as bulk or just enough to draft one at a time. Personally, I have a lot of hobbies, so anytime I can make one of them for free, I jump at the chance, especially so my wife doesn't kill me. With that quick disclaimer out of the way, let's get started. If you already have an Arena account, these next couple of steps probably won't apply to you, but you may learn something out of it, or you can just find the timestamp to skip this below. So you download the launcher from the website, play through Steam, or get it for your phone or tablet, whatever you want to do there. And the first thing that you're going to see when you bring this up is the tutorial. Now, if you've never played Magic before, or it's been a while and you want a quick refresher, or if you just want to get comfortable with the interface and how to play the cards, you can absolutely go through the tutorial. It's actually pretty decent. I don't think you can lose any of the games. But if you go up to the settings, account, and skip tutorial, it will go past all of this, but you will still get all of the rewards. So once you complete that, you're going to see some pop-ups here. You're going to start with some pre-built decks, and you actually have access to the cards from the deck so you can build other decks. And when I say build decks, even though this is how to draft for free, you do have to build a deck for the dailies. So go up to the mailbox. You'll have a lot of mail waiting here. Claim all of these. These are going to be card rewards, cosmetic rewards, or packs. So go through your entire mailbox and open all of those. And then once you have all of the mail open, we're actually going to go to the pack tab and open the packs. You can go through these, open them all at once, skip through as much as you can. You can absolutely read these, especially if these are all new to you. The one thing you do want to pay attention to, if you haven't played Arena before, is the wild cards. These are the special cards that have that symbol, and they are of different colors. You will use these to get a very specific card of that rarity, if you want to finish a deck, for example. So we'll come back to that later. Now, after you open all of your packs, go up to, see here you have 5 jump-in tokens. So we are going to the jump-in event. What the jump-in event is it gives you 2 half packs that you can pick from. It'll smash those together, and you would play them against a real person with a similar deck. So they're going to be fair games, roughly. You can pick these based on color, theme, whatever you want to do. When you pick these cards are yours to keep. Again, they get added to your collection. What I would recommend is just picking, again, based on color or theme, 2 of these, getting a deck, and then resigning. You still keep all the cards, and it'll let you use another token to start the event again. Do the jump-in event 5 times, resign each time, and that will give you another jump to your collection. Okay, so you opened the packs, you got all the free cards, you got extra cards from the jump-in. Let's move on to the main topic of this video, which is how to earn gold to draft for free. Your 2 basic ways to earn gold in Arena are daily wins and daily quests. You earn a bonus for your first 15 wins each day, but if you look at this chart, you can see that it's heavily weighted towards the first 4 wins. So absolutely play as much as you want, but if you can get those first 4 wins and the first 550 gold knocked out each day, that's a really good start. Also, you will have access to daily quests. You get a new quest every day, and you can have up to 3 at a time, and those are going to be for 500 or 750 gold. So you can re-roll once a day. That means if you have your re-roll left and one of your quests is 500 gold, you do want to try to re-roll that into a 750. All right, Math Magicians, time for numbers. You can get at least 1,050 gold a day, and it's 10,000 gold for a premier draft. That means every 10 days, or every 9 days, if you get lucky with a couple of higher 750 quests, you'll be able to earn a free draft. If you look at the Wizards release schedule for 2026, there's a new set roughly every 6 weeks. That means every time a new set comes out, just by doing this daily, you'll be able to have enough to do 4 or 5 free drafts. One other thing to keep in mind is as you do drafts, you get a reward based on how many wins you have. Even if you don't get any wins, you'll still get an extra pack to keep and 50 gems. 1 or 2 wins, you get a few more gems and an extra pack. Once you get to 3 wins, you will get the big jump to 1,000 gems and 2 packs. Now, 1,000 gems is 2/3 of the way towards another draft. If you can get 4 wins, you get 1,400 gems, which is almost enough for an entire new draft, plus 3 extra packs. And once you get to 5 wins or more, you earn enough gems to draft, plus build your total, plus add cards to your collection. This is what players would refer to as going infinite, where you draft for free and play for free and build your collection for free and just keep building up. Obviously, that is going to be hard, but it's something to keep in mind. It's something to work towards. And even if you get as many wins as you can, you're going to get more than those 4 or 5 drafts each set. Now, one other thing to keep in mind, Premier is not the only draft type. There is also traditional draft, which instead of 3 losses, you just play 3 games no matter what, and they're each best 2 out of 3. There is pick 2 draft, which each time the packs get passed, you pick 2 cards before passing it again. And there is quick draft, which, despite the name, is not timed. You're actually drafting against bots, so you can get up, you can walk away, you can log out and do something else and come back the next day and finish the draft. Now, once the draft is complete, you're playing against real players. But drafting slowly can be nice if you're new to the set or if you just want time to look up lists and see which cards are good. Or if you might get interrupted by kids, for example. I will add a link in the description of somebody who has broken down which of the methods may be quote unquote best for you based on the numbers and the type of draft and what you're looking to do. Lastly, I know I say to avoid the shop, but it does reset daily and you want to check the deals daily because I don't know how often it is. It seems about once a month you will see this deal. 550 gold for 50 gold. That's really it. There's no trick to it. It's just an extra 500 gold, which is basically the amount as 1 more quest. I've told you what you need to do to earn the gold, but haven't told you how to do that yet. I like standard brawl to get my quests done and my 4 wins as quickly as possible for a few reasons. First, it's a singleton format, meaning you can only use 1 of each card, and you'll pick up a lot of that stuff just with packs and drafting. Second, you start with your commander in the command zone, meaning you always have access to them from the start. And even if they're destroyed, you can recast them, although it costs 2 more mana each time. So there's a few simple broad tenets I like to use when it comes to deck building. Again, just like before, this isn't necessarily aimed at fun, although sometimes it's fun to get these broken draws. It's aimed at getting your 4 wins as quickly as possible. There is absolutely nothing wrong with just building wacky decks and playing all day if you have time and want to have some fun. I do that all the time. This is for those days where I just need to knock those 4 wins out in 10, 15, 20 minutes. So one good example is a red deck. Commander like Raphael, every time a creature comes in, he does damage. A lot of quick little creatures, 1, 2 casting costs, sometimes having haste, and then just direct damage. You can, sometimes aim it at your opponent. Usually you'll use it to remove their creatures or even their commander. A lot of times, if you remove a player's commander, especially if you do it twice, so it's going to be really expensive for them, they'll just concede. Next, similarly, you can use a black deck. A lot of removal, not based on size, so you can even remove quick, big creatures or your opponent's commander again, no matter how big it is. And then you want to use a commander that grows as the game goes on. Someone like Super Shredder or Vadmir, New Blood, they're going to grow when things get removed or just when you commit crime. So when you target your opponent's creatures, for example. Also, this card can be annoying in Commander. I'm not kidding when I say Duress, first turn, has caused people to concede multiple times. And the last deck I'm going to show you here is a narrow green deck based on Bristly Bill. What he is he's a 2-drop, 2/2 creature. Every time a land enters, one of your creatures gets a ++1/+1 counter on it. Look at this deck. It's very redundant, so it's going to be very narrow based on Bristly Bill. So you'll have turns where first turn Bird, second turn Tifa, third turn drop Bill, and then drop your third land and start putting counters on things, and it goes nuts. Not to repeat this here, but that will cause your opponent to concede a lot of the time. Also, even though it's a single color deck, you can use the sacrifice lands to search. That's going to be 2. So drop Escape Tunnel, get a counter, search with Escape Tunnel, throw a forest on the land, get another counter. Opponents are going to see that, and they're just going to concede. Now, that is 3 decks in a row I mentioned conceding. Does it make it a lot of fun? Not necessarily. Does it accomplish what you want in terms of getting your wins quickly? Yes. And my favorite thing about this green deck is even though it's so focused on Bill, and it should be subject to those removal decks we just talked about, you have spells like Royal Treatment, which can give hexproof, or even just something like Giant Growth, which can give something +3/+3. If your opponent tries to shock Bristly Bill, Giant Growth, there, he's out of range, and then by the time they get to cast something else again, he may be too big to deal with. So, with those 3 decks, the one thing I would suggest building first is possibly this card, Swiftfoot Boots. It's an artifact, so you can use it in every deck. Throw it down early. Hang on to your commander until you have 1 extra mana. So in the case of a 2 cast, wait until your 3rd turn. If your commander's a 4 cost, wait until your 5th turn. Plop your commander down, instantly give them hexproof and haste. Bang, they're protected. Repeat after me, your opponent will concede a lot of the time here. So those are just some ideas. Once Secrets of Strixhaven releases in a couple of days here, I'm actually going to create a brand new account and build 1 deck for each color and possibly some multicolor, but I'm at least going to build the 5 monocolor decks as if I had the same cards as a brand new player. If you want to follow me, keep an eye out for that.